Alright, so this is going to be a little recap as to what the fuck happened here. But to start it, I want to go on a weekly just so you can see the bigger picture. The weekly, you have this low point and a high point and a retrace forming. I don't think there's actually any price history for this red line currently. The red line is for something further inside. But let's delete this. That's just to show you that we are in an uptrend on the very, very high time frames, and we have this pullback forming, so it's liable to start retracing and turning into a buy eventually. As far as the area we're working with here, this was a push down, so I do expect a retrace to the upside somewhere. 4-hour time frame, not much going on here. Just you have your highs, lows, lower highs, lower lows forming. This is a change. This should have stopped here if we were continuing downward, but it pushed above. So as we get into the 1 hour now, this is kind of more where we're actually working with, so the relevant data for the most part. So today was over here. This is where 7 a.m. kind of starts, and just based off the previous price movements, I went from this high to this low to show you that we are in that downtrend. Price breaks, that's where you have this break of structure. It breaks to the downside, continues. This liquidity is basically here because you have wicks that go above the previous high, but none of the candles closed above it. So that's basically price coming up, hitting people's stop losses for some of these sales, and then fucking just tanking so they can kind of get some of that money back. Either way, it breaks structure, so now you still have another high point with a lower low. So in your head mentally you should be thinking, if we go anywhere, we should be retracing, but without passing this. Clearly price did not do that, so let's go to the 15-minute and kind of look at this more. I didn't trade this at all. Like I said, mentally I was looking for a pullback here within this range, just because price was missing here. You have a fair value gap, and it went straight above it. So once it did that, I kind of took the hourly and I drew the support and resistance. Here you have support, a little bit of resistance going on here, resistance throughout, and then eventually it breaks above. So back on this 15-minute time frame, in theory, as soon as it went above there, I'm looking for a break and a retest, which did happen. Could you have plotted this on fibs? Possibly. I just don't necessarily like these as much because there's only there's one candle there. You know, it's not like a big solid support line. Anyway, that fib is plotted. Price rejects 38.2 as well as the previous support and resistance area. It should be headed toward this 28 to 30 area. But that's essentially what I was seeing here was on the hourly. You have just this nice area of support and resistance. Once price determined that it wasn't going to respect this, in my head mentally I'm just like, all right, it's got to retest eventually and keep pushing upward. It wouldn't really make sense for it to go above those highs and make its way back down again. Then as far as the trade that I actually ended up taking here, I didn't take anything in this area. I was waiting for the retest to push forward. So I'm going to drop down to here. You have the touch and then you push off, but you still need to break this low before you get to this next set of highs. So yes, you could have bought here and got a fucking sniper ass entry, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, and at this point price wasn't showing me that it wanted to move in that uptrend motion. So let's go to a 1 minute, and now we can see this whole area a little bit more clearly. Let's close that. And yeah, all right, so price goes up, breaks this red area, retest here just a little bit and keeps pushing. Since that's the very first retest, I wasn't confident that it would continue to go up like I wanted it to. So I waited for it to come back and actually retest this red line instead. And when it did, this is where you need to kind of question, like, am I ready for this trade or not? So you have this high, you have a low, you have a lower high, and you form lower lows, but you still have these highs that price needs to break. So mentally here, if you got into a trade, yeah, it kind of works, but it's not working entirely in a fully like, yo, I'm ready to take this trade kind of manner. Like, you have second thoughts because you are still making that downward motion. So price broke above that, came down here and tested it, but it still didn't break this. So I still wasn't 100% sure. And then we moved down and I saw it rejecting here again. So now you have 1, 2, 3 rejections. As soon as this candle closed, that's where I got in. So on this one opening, I had my stops just below these wicks, and the target honestly was pretty high because the target was based off, I want to say it was a 5 minute. It was from here, from net low to this high, the whole thing pretty much. And then here is where I expect price to go. But let's go back to the 1, and price went up here. I was about $20 in profit. It started coming back down, but as soon as it formed these sets of lows, I moved my stops into take profit, so I didn't have to worry about the trade. And I had them pretty much like right here. So as soon as price moved back down, I got taken out. Had I left it there, I had my stop below this first one. We'd still be in, but it's starting to consolidate for sure. So I don't know. Decent. It wasn't a terrible day. Definitely didn't move how I expected it to though. I guess that's part of the game though. It's not always gonna go how you expect. It's gonna do what it wants. But that was just to clarify the thinking of what's going on here for this to move the way it did.